Hey guys, this is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be helping one of our members find their personality type. And if you want to be typed by us, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and join our Discord and go to the channel, request a typing, and we'll get back to you with our availability. Madeline, you don't have to go into anything you're not comfortable with. What you do say we will use to find your best fit type. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Madeline. I'm originally from Indonesia, but I'm living in California. I'm 24 years old.
Okay, so what made you move to California?
Oh, um, better opportunity, I guess.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, yeah,
How you like California?
it's okay.
That
It's a
face you
little,
said okay. That face you just made, don't say okay.
I don't like the weather right now.
Okay.
It's too hot.
Too
Like I
hot.
moved from Indonesia, which is like hot and humid. I come
Mhm.
here and it's hot too. It's even hotter. It's not humid, but it's just hot. So it's kind of annoying.
What about like the visual aspects of California? Do you like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Right now, my complaint is just the weather, really.
The weather. Okay. So I like to ask this question. Okay. What's a piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
Oh, um, I think I used to be an extreme people pleaser. Um, yeah, I used to just try to make everybody happy, or like I wanted to be liked, so I try to do what people wants me to do. It was hard for me to say no, like to requests, any requests. I would just do it. My mom once told me, "Oh, like, what if they told you to jump off a bridge? Would you do it?" I don't know, maybe.
Mhm. Why do you what do you think causes you to want to people please? Just trying to dig deeper into it.
I think it's so the bigger story is that um my dad's a pastor and we always move a lot. Like we've never stayed in one place until I was 13. We've never stayed in one place for like more than 2 years.
Hmm.
So it was hard for me to build like a real connection with people. So as much as possible, I try to like do whatever they want me to do so I can build a connection kind of. Um, but then it's not really a connection because it's just me doing what they want. It's never been reciprocated, kind of. So I think that's why I do what I used to do.
Okay. So how are you now? Just curious.
Oh, now I am very, I would say I've become a true American, like very individualist. I just don't care about other people anymore, which
Mm.
I find very interesting, but also felt more like me. Like I feel a little more freedom and just I can like go with the flow of the world easily.
Okay. So if I had to ask you, who is really Madeline, what would you tell me?
Who is really, I'm sorry.
Who is really Madeline? That's you, right?
Oh. I I used to think people used to tell me that I'm very nice. I'm very like bubbly, um, that I'm very sweet. But I know inside I'm very negative. I can be very mean, especially to the people that I know will stay, you know,
Mm.
like my family. Oh, I'm very mean to my family. Um, uh, I'm just not very bubbly sometimes. I think right now, most of the time, it's just no energy to be bubbly anymore. Um, yeah, I think that's very negative, but that's the actual me.
Hmm. And who do you aspire to be?
I'm I wanted to be somewhere in the middle. Like I can be kind when I want to, which sounds very oh, I can be kind if needed, but I want to have my own space. I want to not be like too people pleasing. Like I want to stand my ground for now on, but I can be kind still, so somewhere in the middle, kind of.
Okay. What do you think is a skill that separates you from other people? Like, what do you find in yourself that you do that other people just aren't able to do at your level?
Hmm. I think I'm a very good. Uh, I'm very adaptable. It's almost it almost correlates with the things that we were talking about. That I'm just it's really easy for me to get used to a place. Not get used to. What's the word? It's like I I can see in a new environment, I can see the system or like the hidden rules that they set, and I can follow it. Yeah, I can follow it, and then I can like get used to it, and then I can adapt.
So when you say the hidden rules or the hidden system, can you give me an example of that?
It's like I'm I've just started I've been going to this new church for like 5 months, and I can just see like how the people interact with each other, how like I can see who's I don't know how to explain this. Um I can see how they interact with each other, like who is um who who I how do I explain this? Like who can I talk to and who can I not? I think it's and then who is like the leader of the group. I guess people do that, but I think I'm able to realize that very early on, and so I can like really adapt very fast because that's what they said. That's what they told me too. Like, felt like you've been here for longer than some of these people. Like, huh? I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, you got anything?
Yeah. Like I don't know if you said, are you in college or like you studying anything right now or
So right now I'm studying for the NCLEX because I had my BSN, my nursing bachelor from Indonesia. That's why I came
okay.
here, to get. Yeah, so I'm studying for the exam
So
currently.
you want to go into nursing then, right?
Yes.
Okay. And like so if everything goes as planned, where do you see yourself in like 5 years or 10 years?
Um, so I'm planning on just get right now I'm planning on just to get the job, and hopefully in 5 years I'll be able to at least either get my NP, or I'm probably gonna do like masters in any maybe hmm, yeah, I just wanted to be a professor, nursing professor. That's what I can like see myself as.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
I feel like no one's asked you this, but what is your dream?
ugh, deep inside, this is like a dream that I always try to like sweep under the rug, is
Mm.
that I just want to be a mother. A mother, and I can raise like great kids. That's what my dream is, really.
Okay.
So I mean, in terms of like, if you could do anything with your life, like what's really important to you is that you're a mother, basically.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And what about being a mother attracts you? Just curious, not saying anything.
I feel like that's what a woman was like born for. Um, but also I feel like it's a very graceful job. I mean, I consider that as a job because it's like literally it takes all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice, oh, what's the word? Just thinking about thinking about like raising a kid and then like having them succeed in life is just very interesting to me.
Okay.
I think.
Um, okay. Okay. What are 3 words you would use to describe yourself?
3 words. I think I'm very passionate. Also determined. Mm, Another one is probably chill or unbothered.
So chill
Passionate, driven.
and determination or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Determination and passion. Okay. Okay. So I'll ask you a serious question here. What brings you to this channel? What would you like of all places? Why'd you come here? Just curious.
Uh, I think a couple months ago I was going on this crazy self-improvement phase, and I was just watching videos of like personalities, typing and all that stuff, and your video came up and I watched it, and it was one of the typing session video. I was interested
Mm-hmm.
because I think is this interesting how you ask the questions.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how you try to connect the personality type to the person instead of the person to the personality type. Oh, wait. Oh, you try to connect the person to the personality type instead of the personality type to the person,
Mm-hmm.
and some other channel they do it like the personality type to the person. Like I
Can
don't
Mm.
you
know how,
say what's
is
the
that
difference between the two? Like,
it's like um if you connect the person to the personality type, you're not limiting the person's like personality.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Like it's their personality, and you try to find like, oh, they do this, and it correlates to this personality type. But if it's
yeah,
the other way around, like this personality type, and then they connect it to the person,
It's kind of like they're forcing it on them.
yeah, it's like boxing the person's personality into that
Almost
type.
like So like what we do here, I guess you're trying to say like we kind of like put on them in a shirt, like they fit in a shirt, like they fit inside of a shirt. Okay, that's their personality type. As if somebody else just kind of like
Yeah.
jams the shirt on top of them.
Yeah. That
That makes sense.
is that is
Yeah,
that how
that makes sense to me. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean we think, we're looking for your best fit type, generally
Mhm.
speaking. Um, so we're not trying to force anything on it. Like it should fit you. And if it doesn't, then we didn't do our job. And we
Yeah.
take it very serious. But if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Change one thing. Maybe that I procrastinate a lot. Yeah, I hate that. I have a lot of things to do. Like I have a lot, just I want to be doing a lot, but sometimes it's just I can't really bring myself to do it.
So why do you say that? Like why can't you bring yourself to do it?
I don't know. I think my procrastinating comes from me wanting it to be perfect. And so I think that if I want it to be perfect, I need like this amount of time to be able to do it perfectly. And sometimes I think, oh, I don't have time for that right now. So I just like maybe tomorrow I'll have time for it. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. It's kind of like, yeah, you don't, if it's not up to your standards, it's like you don't even want to like try almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that almost all the time. And it happens every day. So like, when am I gonna do it? It's yeah.
Oh, okay. Who do you think you would be if you were born in America just the whole time?
Oh,
Yeah, just
ooh. Hmm. Wow. Is like a celebrity or
just in general. Like,
politician?
what would you see for yourself?
I still don't understand the question, but I'm
So,
sorry.
like, let's say, like, for instance, you were in America the whole time. Do you think you'd be much differently from how you are now? And what do you think would be the differences?
Ooh. I probably will be very different. Yeah. I think I would be, I think I would be totally different from who I am right now. Like the other side of me, but with the same values.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, just the other side with the same thinking. Like I still determined and all that, but I just believe in this in different, ah, how do I explain it? Yeah, like I'm still probably gonna be driven, I mean, determined and passionate, but it's gonna be about something else. It's hard to explain.
Okay. So what do you think your determination is passion is going towards right now?
To mostly to get my nursing license.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, and out of anything that you could possibly do, why nursing?
Um, I originally wanted to be a therapist. I've always been very interested in like the psychology world, but my parents, they're like a hardcore Christian, so they don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in therapy, like just pray to God and all that stuff. So they say like, just try to do something that has like psychology kind of influence in it. And
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to do MD. So nursing it is, you know.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression because, well, I mean, just like people from like your part of the world, Indonesia and like the Philippines, like it's like it seems like a lot of them get into nursing, a lot of them get into medical. That's kind of like what the culture over there like emphasizes. Um, yeah. I mean, I know you said you want to be a mother, but like, I mean, like if you could like do anything with your life, like what's like the most like I think Mercer might have asked what your dream is, like you want to become a mother, but like so if you could like do anything career wise, it would be like you want to be in psychology, like as a therapist, or like what would it be?
Yeah, I just wanted to like be able to help people, to like give advices. I think I have a lot. So I wanted to be at least a therapist or a counselor. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably a job that I am good at.
Okay. If you could implement any rule in the world and everybody had to follow it, what would it be?
Hmm. Any rule. Hmm. Maybe to, I want them to be able to, oh, this is a rule. It has to be direct. Um, maybe, how to explain this. Maybe for people to do like self reflection every other month,
Yeah.
something like that. Is that, can that kind of, can that be a rule? That's, yeah,
Yeah, it'd be whatever you want. It's whatever you want.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Want.
Yeah, I want people to be able to reflect on themselves as much as possible, as needed.
Do you feel like you do that a lot?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah. What do
Mhm.
you think motivates you to do that?
I think because I was a people pleaser, people used me a lot. And so when I realized that, I try to like go inside, like what is wrong with me? Why people are using me?
Hmm.
Um, because it's not, as much as I want to blame it on them, it should be me. It's like my own fault. So I
Hmm.
try to look inside. Sometimes you can't see what's on the surface. So I have to like really dig deep inside why I am the way I am, and then start realizing all the things that I've been doing that is wrong.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay. Okay. What are things that make you happy?
when I achieve something, like I've been asked this before, um, and the person that asked me this question has a very different answer. I find it very funny. But yeah, when I achieve something, like the other a couple months ago, I was never able to do like a push-up,
Hmm.
and I like really took my time to actually try to do it, like to get there.
Hmm.
And I did.
Hmm.
I was so happy. That's like one of the happiest moments that I've ever had, I think. So like when I achieve something, I think that's it makes me really happy.
Hmm. Thomas, anything or what you think, Thomas?
Yes. If well, yeah, if you could have three wishes, three wishes, you could make a wish and have anything you could ever want. What would those three wishes be?
Mm. I think the first one, I probably just want to be where I'm supposed to be a little faster. Yeah, because it's taking me too long. But yeah, that's one, to be where I need to be, where I want to be faster. The second one would be maybe I want I kind of want my family to be a little closer, not a little closer, but closer to me. So I can like, just watch on them. Not visit them, but like at least they're around, you know. Third one. I don't know. Third one. Yeah, that's all I got.
So, and well, in terms of the first one, you're saying like being where you should be or being, where you need to be or want to be. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I've been going on this trying to get my nursing license for almost a year. And there's a lot of goals that I've like had to push back because of it. Sometimes I just want to wake up and like already be a nurse, so that's like one of my wish. It's just to have like a stability for now so I can get to more of the things that I want to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
Yeah. If you could give somebody advice, the next person that comes on the channel advice, what would it be?
Ooh, about what?
Just in general, just best advice you could give them.
I think just be yourself. Yeah, especially if they're in this channel, then they're into like personality type, right? Sometimes people get fixated on like the result that they get from, the test. And so just, yeah, almost like what I said, just don't try to put yourself in the box of the personality type that you think you have, because sometimes they mistype. Just try to be yourself. It doesn't matter what personality type you are. What matters is you look inside, like how you are as a person, and just embrace it.
Okay. We good?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Yeah, you're pretty hard for me in Thomas. We're not gonna sit here and lie, but we knew very easily and we felt very confident that you were direct and responding 100%. We had to fish around a little bit more. Okay. When you start talking about the self-reflection and the introspection and that type of thing, and that being very important and something very keen to what you do for yourself. We put you in the abstract category, and your determination and passion, very adaptable, SE. The thing that threw us for a loop was the extreme people pleasing, but we do believe that that's part of like the community that you're raised in.
Oh, yeah.
We don't think that naturally. That's why I asked you the question of like, who would you be if you was born in America? Like, so we now that we've got to a certain point, we're a lot better at noticing like the community that we see like hitting and changing people. Like I make a joke or whatever that if me and Thomas was in China, we wouldn't be as pragmatic as we are. We fall in fucking line because if you don't fall in fucking line, you get hurt and your family gets hurt. So, you learn to be a lot more, as I would say, getting along with the group and doing what's best for the group, and not your own independent mindset. While as being an American, you would be more of like that. You would just, because America kind of like caters to being individualistic. So we got you down as an INTJ. Um, what did you type yourself as?
So I used to be an ENFJ when I was in college. I think pretty much all college years I was an ENFJ. And since I moved here, I've been constantly getting INTJ. Well, I got like ISTP sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's very interesting. Well, what do you think? Oh, well, I guess you already
Yeah, we got
explained it.
INTJ. Yeah, we got INTJ. But like we said, it's amazing to see the ability that the community puts on people, right? It can strangle the shit out of who you really are.
Oh,
And
yeah.
sometimes I don't know if that's good or bad, but it exists. Um, but I mean, you were very, very me and Thomas, this was a tough one. Um, but you know, we listen and we take what we got 100% and we work from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions you got for us?
Um, yeah, I just knew that I would be pretty hard for you guys to type, kind of.
Oh, you knew it'd be pretty hard, huh?
That's why I like your channel, because it's like you don't try to. That's why when I said the first time that I'm a people pleaser,
Mm-hmm.
it'll probably throw off all the other typers, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
Usually
okay.
that'd be FE. Usually that would be an FE statement. But we had to, like I said, we listen, and we make sure. Me and Thomas, I was like, at one point, I was like, "Is she ENTP?" Thomas was like, "No, bro, it's direct responding here." Like, because I'm like, "Damn, people pleasing like crazy." But like we said, we listen to the person, and we ask the right questions, and we try to get to what is truly there at the core. Um,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, I'm just really glad I chose your channel.
that's how
Oh,
come.
also, it's not just the community like Indonesia. It's because I was like a very avid Christian too. So,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
oh,
yeah.
like
Wow.
God wants us to love everybody.
Sounds like it's hurting you.
I mean, I do love some people now, not
So
everybody.
yeah, FI, some people. Um, yeah, well, it's been a pleasure. You can always ask us any question. My inbox is always open. So I'll look forward to seeing you in the community. And Tom, you got anything you want to say before we go?
Well, the only thing I'll comment on is like the whole issue you talked about with the procrastination. So I mean, when you explain that, that's kind of like one of the things that tipped off that you're probably an INTJ, because it's like, yeah, a lot of us can go through that. But sometimes you just, and like, well, something Mercer will explain is like one of the ways you can figure out how to improve your type is to look at like INTJs need to look at ENTJs need to look at INTJs to see how they can improve. So
Mhm.
ENTJs are not they're not going to stress about getting the perfect outcome the way that we do. So sometimes you just have to take an outcome, just do the best you can, without stressing too much about it, and then just learn from the process. Like, okay, well, I could have improved in this areas, and if, like, let's say the next time you do it, okay, well, just make improvements in the areas that you can make improvements. But it's not always about. It doesn't always have to be perfect, and that's how we like. What's one of the ways we kind of fuck ourselves? Um,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
like Mercer, he'll just take an outcome, and sometimes it drives me nuts. But like the thing is, the thing is that ultimately Mercer is going to be a lot more productive than I would be, because I'm going to sit here and I want the perfect outcome every time. He's like, okay, I got my outcome. It's good. Let's move on. It's
Wow.
so I think sometimes, it would benefit us INTJs if we would just take that route,
Yeah. Yeah. I think what you said there is perfect. Like, whatever your type is, you kind of want to look at the extroverted version of that type, because they're doing something that you can do as well. Might take you a little bit more work, but you can do it as well. And like when you kind of like blend that math, it's kind of like it just works out so much better. So like me and Thomas always talks about ENTJs having this rush down strategy. Like, got to get it right now. Like, instead of like sitting back and like reflecting, self-reflecting, and using introverted intuition to get a better result. Okay. Or getting, sniping it like with a sniper instead of just like taking whatever you could get. So like you can learn that from INTJs, because they're going to be looking at like how they can get it by using the least amount of force and energy in anything possible. It's kind of like if they were going to rob a bank, they're going in to rob that bitch without like setting off any alarms, nobody knowing anything. Like a perfect like heist, right?
Yeah.
And as an ENTJ, you can learn to do that as well. Okay. And be more in line with the process and understanding the process behind something, and not like getting like frustrated because like it's not happening quick.
Yeah.
So that's what I highly recommend for anybody. I think one thing that tipped me off was you talking about that standard, right? Because NTs have a standard for themselves, and they hold themselves to that annoying ass standard, and that's the reason why they can't get a lot of things done, or they won't even attempt things, because they have this standard in their head, and if they don't meet that standard, then they'd rather not even do something, you know. But I would say like one of my favorite quotes is 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing, right? 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Um, and if you can apply that, you'll get like a lot better like results over time. Because you take what you can off the board, you're taking what you can off the board, taking what you can off the board, and that does add up instead of just like leaving it on the table. Yeah. Well, that's all we got for you. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope to see you in the community. We're trying to host this big game night next week. So if you're available, we would love to have you on there. Maybe we'll see what team you join. We're
All right.
kind of focusing on two teams here: Team Mercer versus team like Gloria and Nymeria. And so we got like this Jackbox game where like we're going to try to get as many people as we can and then cycle them in. And then like the games are individual, like they're individual, but if you're on Team Mercer, then you count towards Team Mercer if you win that game. And if you're on their team, then you count towards uh them
There.
if you win the game. And we're gonna have like a whole role that we get for the whole month. Like if I win, I'm called the chosen one for the month. Like I get a
Oh.
little tab. If I lose, I'm called the frozen one for a month.
Oh
Like
no.
everybody who participates gets like a little role. I'm saying for me, I don't want to do
Oh, I
everybody.
see. Okay, never
I
mind.
don't want to do everybody because that discourages people from wanting to play. Um, but everybody will laugh at me regardless. But if we're also going to like give like the winners like a role, like game champions for the month or something like that. So we're trying to up our you know community, get more people involved, more than just type, because overall we enjoy type, but we don't want to get stuck into a box. We want to be self-improving and getting better and getting the best out of life. And I think a lot of people in the type space get like confined into something, and they start to use type as a crutch. And that's not something we want to do. You want to hear about like, I just got my best job ever, or I just invested in this, or I'm going in this direction. Thank you guys. I was going this way. That's more of like what we want this group to be about and what we want to do and what we want to be aligned with. And maybe one day we'll have some of the most powerful people in the world within a network. And that'd be, overall pretty cool. And maybe we'll have some type of power or something. I don't know. It's lofty goals for me. But yeah. So hope to see you around. It's been a pleasure. And take it easy.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.